Good morning, my dear grade 6 pupils. I am your teacher Joan M. Nieres, and come and join me together with your other teachers for another day of fun and learning. Kids, have you ever dreamed of being a superhero? How about going to other places by flying? How about reaching the stars? Are these things real? Do they happen in reality? Or they are just fantasies? Well, for today's lesson, you are going to learn on how to identify real or make-believe and fact or non-fact images or statements. Are you all ready to learn? Great! My dear pupils, I would like to share first a very interesting story entitled Paul the Policeman. But before that, I want you to listen attentively, and I also want you to take note of the underlined phrases in the story. Will it be okay? Great! So let's start now. Paul the Policeman. One sunny day, Paul the policeman was eating his lunch in the park. Suddenly, he looked up and saw a duck stealing a big bag of grapes from the nearby fruit shop. Paul the policeman threw down his sandwich and ran after the cheeky duck, calling his other police friends on the radio for backup. Soon, the duck was surrounded by Paul the policeman and his other police friends. It had nowhere to hide. Paul then discovered that the duck was actually the fruit shop bandit who has been stealing fruits from shops all over the city. Paul the policeman put the duck in the police car. He turned on the siren so that he could quickly rush the duck down to the police station for questioning. Later that week, the chief police officer gave Paul a special award for his great work. Thank goodness he had captured the fruit shop bandit and the city was safe at last. That was an interesting story, right? Okay, now I want to know if you really listen attentively to our story. So, who was the main character of the story? Yes, very good. It was Paul the policeman. So, what is he doing in the park? Yes, he is eating his lunch. So, what did the policeman saw while he was eating? Okay, very good. A duck stealing a big bag of grapes. So, what did he do after he saw the duck stealing the big bag of grapes? Yes, very good. He ran after the duck and arrested him. So, how did the story end? Yes, he was awarded by the chief police officer for arresting the duck. Very good, children. A while ago, I told you to take note of the underlined phrases in the story. So let us now read the following underlined phrases. We have there, Paul the policeman was eating his lunch in the park. He turned on the sirens. Chief police officer gave Paul a special award. So these phrases, scenarios, can happen in real life. And these happenings can be witnessed by our own eyes. However, the following underlined phrases like, he looked up and saw a duck stealing a big bag of grapes from the nearby fruit shop. The duck is actually the famous fruit shop bandit. He rushed the duck down to the police station for questioning, are events that can never happen in real life. Have you ever seen a duck stealing a big bag of grapes in a fruit shop? How about a duck being arrested by the policeman? Of course, it cannot happen. This can never happen. These scenarios are fantasy, make-believe stories, or non-fact that cannot happen in real world.
Reading books, listening to stories, and watching movies can bring us to reality and fantasy. We encounter characters that can be true and others can be make-believe. Real images and statements are true, and they are facts that can be proven. Real images are something that really exists. We can see, hear, feel, taste, or touch them. For example, of things that are real includes books, people, schools, teachers, toys, and church. Make-believe is when something is not real. It does not really exist in the world around us. They are just our imagination, non-facts and not proven. Something that is very unlikely to happen and exaggerated at times. For example, the girls saw a diwata and asked her for a money. The dog learned how to fly. So kids, do you understand our topic? Great! So I believe that you are now ready for some fun activities.
Good morning, class. Alright, so I am your teacher, Chrysler Carante. Now, I'm going to show you a picture and you're going to state just a statement and identify whether you're going to state make-believe or is it a fact. Okay, very good. So, okay class, I am now going to show you the first statement and I'd like you class to listen attentively so that you can answer correctly. Okay, number 1. This soup is really hot. After I taste it, I can blow fire out of my mouth. Class, what do you think the statement? Is it make-believe or a fact? Okay, very good. So Tammy is a very strong. She can hit a tennis ball across the court. So class, what do you think the statement? It is make-believe or a fact? Okay, very good. So number 3, I went to the zoo and saw a giraffe fly. So what do you think the statement? Is it make-believe or a fact? Okay, number 4, so I can eat 10 ice cream cones in 1 minute. Okay class, so what do you think the statement? Is it make-believe or a fact? Okay, very good. So let's go to the last number, number 5. Tim is riding in a hot air balloon. He is high up in the sky. So what do you think the statement? Is it make-believe or is it a fact? Okay, very good. A clap to everyone. It seems that you are already familiar and you know how to distinguish between make-believe and fact. So now let's proceed to the images that I'm going to present. So here is what you are going to do class. You are going to state whether the picture is make-believe or a fact. Are you ready? Okay. So number 1, here is the picture. Is it make-believe or a fact? Okay, very good. Number 2, is it make-believe or a fact? Very good. Number 3, is it make-believe or a fact? Okay, very good. So number 4, is it make-believe or a fact? Okay, very good class. So number 5, is it make-believe or a fact? Alright, very good. Did you get it class? Okay, thank you so much for listening and I hope that you listen and you understand well our activity. And that could be all.
Now my dear pupils, can we clearly identify real images or statements and make-believe images or statements? Yes. If so, how are we going to do that? Yes, very good. We can clearly distinguish real images and statements by identifying the facts and existence in real world. Can you give some example of this? Alright, the policeman is chasing the thief. Any other? Yes, very good. The vendor is selling fruits. Another? Very good. The color of the apple is red. So these are some of the statements that we can encounter when we are reading a story or watching movies. How about the make-believe images or statements? Yes, very good. We can easily distinguish make-believe images because these are non-facts and mostly exist in our imaginations. Can you give some examples of make-believe statements? Very good. A beautiful fairy. Alright, the mouse is singing. Any other? Yes, she saw a flying superhero. Again, let us remember that real images or statements are true and facts that can be proven. These are the things that can be experienced or witnessed by a person and can easily be identified through our five senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. As I have mentioned earlier, that these things can be seen, feel, touch, smell, and hear. However, make-believe images or statements only exist in our imagination. They are non-fact and difficult to prove.
Okay, class, for your activity, identify the real or make-believe the sentence that I read here in the front. Number 1. My mother told the dog to sit. My mother told the dog to sit. Number 2. I'll give you the moon and the stars to prove my love for you. Number 2. I'll give you the moon and the stars to prove my love for you. Number 3. The vaccinated people, zombies. Number 3. The vaccinated people become zombies. Number 4. Some of the politicians starting meetings by their leaders. Some of the politicians starting meeting by their leaders. Number 5. The astronaut landed the space shuttle safely. Number 5. The astronaut landed the space shuttle safely. Okay, let's proceed for the activity number 2. Activity number 2, you need to listen the following sentences and identify if it is a fact or non-fact. Write letter if it is a fact and an if it is a non-fact. Number 1. The children scared the monster. The children scared the monster. Number 2. Many fish died because of the illegal fishing. Many fish died because of the illegal fishing. Number 3. Apparently, the UFO landed here in the Philippines. Apparently, the UFO landed here in the Philippines. Number 4. Blackpink is a K-pop girl group. Blackpink is a K-pop girl group. Number 5. The last number is December is the coolest month. December is the coolest month. That's all for our activity for today. If you are done, kindly pass your paper.
For your assessment, I will group the class into 5. The class will be divided on what kind of movie is their favorite. Now, if you think I mentioned your favorite movie, you have to raise your hand. For the group 1, your group name will be Superman. For the group 2, Boss Baby. Group 3, Marvels. Group 4, Encantadia. And group 5, Darna. So now we have already the 5 groups. Here is the instruction of what you are going to do. Draw your favorite character scene in the movie on your answer sheet. The following rubrics will determine the score of the group. I will give 15 points if the pupils color what they have drawn on their favorite scene with clarity and neatness. I will give 10 points when pupils draw their favorite scene and 5 if the pupils were not able to finish drawing their favorite scene in the movie. And after drawing their favorite scene in the movie, okay, you need to fill up these 3 questions. What is the title of the movie? What is the lesson learned from the movie? And was the scene a reality or make-believe? And after 5 minutes, each representative of the group will going to present their output in front of the class. So now, what are the things that you have learned from our lesson today? Very good. Today, we have learned about the real and make-believe images. So, real and make-believe images can help develop children's foundation in many skills as they grow older, and now that you are in this stage, you realize that something can exist in reality and some cannot. Is there other things that you have learned? Okay, very good. Identifying real and make-believe image or event is a skill that helps us become a better reader, listener, and viewer, and even storyteller. And through these skills, one can improve his comprehension. So I think you really learned a lot from our topic today. So for now, you are dismissed, class. Thank you.